To the Point Business Tips is brought to you by the Corona Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, this is Jamar Brown, founder of the Selling in Color Sales Training System, and this week's To the Point sales tip is all about how to not show up and throw up. Now, what does that mean? In sales, sometimes we struggle with talking too much. Number one, or we feel like the customer is getting sort of tired and sick of us talking or over talking about our product or our service. So what are a couple of things you can do to not show up and throw up, get to the point, and have maximum impact with your customers? Let me give you three things. Number one, you have to know your product, right? At the end of the day, you have to know everything about your product or your service inside and out. But here's the thing, you don't have to tell the customer everything. What you want to find out is what's relevant to them. You can ask them, is it price? Is it performance? Is it color? What is the most important thing about what they're looking for that you can tell them about your product? So number one, know everything about your product, but only share what's relevant. The second thing is this. Sometimes we get caught up in feeling that we have to know everything. We have to share everything about our product, and we can't ever sit there and not know something. But let me give you a little bit of advice. It's much better to say, I don't know something, than to just throw spaghetti on the wall just to try and say something to the prospect or the customer, because you know what? They'll know that you don't know really what you're saying, or you might say something that's completely wrong. So in that moment, just say, if you don't know exactly the answer to their question, then just say, you know what, I don't know, but then here's what you do. That's a great reason to follow up with them. Say, I'll get the answer, I'll get the solution, I'll get the question resolved, and I'll get back to you. And can I circle back with you today or tomorrow? And it gives you a reason to come back, and they'll respect you even more for not just saying something just to get words out there, but really taking the time to answer their question the way it should be answered because you took the time to get the right answer. And here's the last tip for you. Anchor your product to the number one thing. In marketing, there's a term called positioning. And positioning is the place you want your product or service to sit in that customer's mind, what you want them to think about it. So once you find out the most important thing to that customer, the reason why they're curious or they're interested, are they signed on the dotted line, then every single time you're with that prospect or with that customer, with that account, you want to start with that. The last time we talked, you said that price was the most important thing, and I shared you why the price of my product versus my competitor's product is exactly what you're looking for. And if that's the most important thing for them, they will instantly reconnect with you. So to recap, know your product, but only share what's relevant. Number two, it's okay not to know, just get the answer to them. And number three, anchor your product to the number one thing that's important to them. Thanks for watching this week's sales tip.
To the Point Business Tips is brought to you by the Corona Chamber of Commerce.